This past summer and fall, I left beautiful Los Angeles, California to embark on a 2.5-month journey throughout Asia. Whether it's with my friends, my family, or myself, each destination and experience was unforgettable and inspirational in its own way. 10 countries, 27 cities, 17 planes, and countless trains, buses, car rides, and walks. Oh, and a lifetime of memories. And you're coming along with me for the ride. From China, we flew to our second stop, Malaysia. From my observations, the population is very diverse, having the largest Indian and Muslim population I've seen, at least in the Eastern Asian countries. We went to Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia, which, like Malaysia in general, are great for both city and country activities. We didn't visit it this time, but my best friend's Malaysian friend who took us around said Sabah, which has a more country and nature vibe, is really fun, so we would have to check that out next time. He also told us that Malaysia is not a very safe country, and as learned from a security with a huge gun who told us to put our bags on our lap instead of behind us on the chair, protect your belongings. We visited a public monkey forest about an hour away from the city called Kuala Lumpur. You'd have to drive up a windy mountain to get here, and if you get lost, like we did, just follow the majority of the cars. You can find parking on the sides leading up to the main area, and there's limited parking when you actually get there. There will be vendors selling you bananas and all types of food to feed the monkeys. Monkeys will just be freely roaming around. Now the secret is to only feed the black monkeys. The black monkeys are very gentle and won't hurt you, but the ones that you have to watch out for are the brown monkeys. They can get a bit aggressive, especially with food, so I tried to not feed them. Ironically, I got scratched by a black monkey, but I don't think the monkey did it intentionally. He just really wanted food. If you've never seen wild monkeys up close before, I recommend you do it in Malaysia because there are plenty of monkey forests and parks, and this was definitely a highlight of my Malaysian trip. Close by the Kuala Selangor Nature Park is the Kampang Kuantan Firefly Park. Each boat can fit up to 4 persons and costs 53 Malaysian ringgit or about $12 and your ride lasts about 20 minutes. So I think it's an amazing deal. You can't really catch much on camera, but in person it's like a Christmas light show and it was super peaceful and serene. Seeing fireflies is definitely a bucket list to do, at least for me. It's a sight to see, and to get more into the mood, I was playing Fireflies by Ed Sheeran. Everyone does wear a life vest just in case you fall into the dirty, polluted water, which unfortunately is a downside of the experience. After visiting the Menara Tower, which cost 52 Malaysia ringgits or around $12 for the observation deck and 105 ringgits or around $24 for the sky deck and observation deck, we visited the Swee Cave Temple, which has free admission and is another location that's a bit away from the city, but in my opinion, totally worth it to go. We had a car to drive up the windy road, so be careful if you decide to drive, as we hear corrupted stories of people purposely injuring others for their own monetary gain. But you can also take a cable car up here, which probably wasn't worth the sight to see the foggy day we went. This temple is beautiful and nicely spread out as it's tucked away in the mountainous forest, so anticipate small inclines and at least a 2-hour stay. There's a huge Buddha statue which I've had an infatuation with since I saw the one in Hong Kong. Part of this temple's mission is to enlighten you after guiding you through very graphic images of the 18 levels of hell and the respective sins associated with each level. It was pretty gory, but at the same time it's what made this temple such a spectacle compared to the other ones. Lastly, you can also get your fortune told, which was pretty accurate for us, for free downstairs at another section of the temple. And for about 20 Malaysian ringgits or $450, you can write your and your loved one's names down and attach it to an incense burner to be hung outside the building for good fortune. If you have extra time, check out the First World Hotel, which is just down the road from the temple. It's the largest hotel in the world and has a very Vegas vibe when you're inside. It's also known to be haunted, so try staying a night. On our way home, we stopped by Batu Caves, which is a famous Hindu temple in a cave. There's over 250 steps you have to climb up though, so be ready for the challenge. Since it's in a cave, it's ideal to go during the daytime since it's mainly lit with natural sunlight. We went literally about 10 minutes before it closed, so by the time we ran up the stairs, we could barely see anything as they were already turning off the lights. It's a shame, but I'm still glad we at least checked it out. On our last day, we visited Melaka City, which is about a 2-hour drive from Kuala Lumpur. There's a lot to do here, from shopping at local stores to visiting its many attractions, including Melaka City, which is a 360-degree viewing tower which costs 23 Malaysian ringgit or about $5 US, to eating local street food, including this famous chicken place we weren't able to try because the line was too long for the blazing heat, and lots of durian. Yes, that really smelly but yummy to some fruit. There are remnants of Portuguese and European influence from the colonial times, as evidenced by its many churches. Bukit St. Paul in particular still has many of its scriptures preserved and even has a cemetery. It's also a very picturesque site, so make sure you take lots of pictures. To end the night, we ate dinner at a famous hot pot place called Satay Jaluk. You basically pick whatever you want from the fridge and everything is 1 Malaysian ringgit, or about 22 US cents per skewer. For the 5 of us, it costed us less than $12 US to eat. What a way to end our Malaysian trip. Thanks for joining me in Malaysia. Can you guess where I'm off to next? You'll have to find out next week. Check out my latest travel pictures on Instagram and to see when the next video is up. In the meantime, check out one of my last videos. Bye!